Hey YouTube, I'm Dave. Thanks for stopping by my channel, Rockin' the Mitten. Got a few records to show off this time, not a lot, just a handful, mostly hodgepodge stuff. A couple of Michigan artists, no Scottish this time around, but I'll get to it. Hope everybody's had a great Labor Day so far, Labor Day weekend. This is Labor Day as I'm filming this, and we haven't been doing much. It's been kind of dreary here, a little rainy, a little chilly, but hey, that's alright. Just another day to talk about some records. So I'll get started. I want to start off with a record that breaks a number of my collecting rules. It's an impulse buy, and it's a post-90s album that I didn't get cheap. And when I mean cheap, if it's post-90s and it's less than $10, I'll buy it. Or if some of these DIY bands, they're only releasing vinyl. Okay, I make an exception for that. But this fits none of those categories, and it's pretty much a compilation, which I don't do. But what I'm talking about, of course, is Bohemian Rhapsody. Now, my wife and I saw this movie, when it first came out, and we loved it. And yeah, I get, the timeline of there's a lot of artistic license in the film, but still, we really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a great movie. And so we were in Barnes & Noble one day, and just picking up a new issue of Goldmine, and this was on the end cap, and my wife is like, well, hey, she knows that, or at least around here, finding a Queen album that is in decent shape and less than $20, it's not going to happen. So she's like, yeah, let's just get this. And she twisted my arm, not too entirely hard, but ended up, here it is. And and it's a good album. Like I said, it's a compilation. So all their hits are on here. What I really enjoy about it is the Live Aid segment, which I remember watching that on TV live back in the day, and they really did a good job with that. The only thing is, this, and it's a gatefold 2-album gatefold. I'm sure most of you have seen this or already have it, but here it is anyway. But I was really disappointed with the sound quality. It fit right in with every reason why I don't like to buy post-90s vinyl. It was just quiet. It just didn't have the same. I mean, so, another one bites the dust. It just kind of just didn't have that bass kicking out like you should hear it. You expect it to be. So, do I regret buying this? No. I mean, it's still a good listen, but no more impulse buys, because it certainly was. Well, shouldn't say no more, because there probably will be, but it certainly was not less than $10 at Barnes & Noble. Okay, another one. This is kind of a guilty pleasure. Also a soundtrack. Yep, Grease. Now, I remember seeing this movie when it first came out, again, as a kid. And I remember my mom and dad bought this album shortly thereafter, and I just played the shit out of it, destroyed it, and haven't had it since. My daughter had it on CD for a little while back, but and then again, this is kind of an odd album, or at least around here. You can find them; they're everywhere, but they're either trashed and or they're expensive. This one I found at a garage sale, I believe, and it's pristine. The cover's pristine. It still creaks when you open it. The label or the records are just minty mint, and I think I only got it for $10. So yeah, I mean, we all know it. Guilty pleasure. Okay, this is 7 the Hard Way from Pat Benatar. Looking into the 80s here. I dig Pat Benatar. I don't have a lot of albums of hers, but I'm working on it. This one, the big tracks on there, of course, were Sex is a Weapon and Invincible, theme from Legend of Billie Jean. This came out in '85, I believe, on Chrysalis. It's a good album, good 80s if you're into 80s, if you're into Pat Benatar, which I know a lot of people out there seem to be, which is pretty cool. It's a good album to have. a little earlier now. This is another band that's hard to come by, at least around here, due to pricing and quality of the albums. This is You're Gonna Get It, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. From '78, came out on Shelter Records. And this, of course, has got I Need to Know, Listen to Her Heart, a number of other good songs. I really need more Tom Petty in my collection, but like I say, they're just hard to come by. Decent priced and in good condition. But slowly but surely, they'll be added to the collection. Alright, so that's it for the hodgepodge. Now we're going to get into the Michigan stuff a little bit. And this first one is kind of an album that kind of gets a bad rap from the critics. And this is Alice Cooper's Lace and Whiskey. I don't know, a lot of people seem to really come down on this album, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Actually, I was pretty surprised listening to it, listening to all the influences on here. Kind of got a rockabilly thing going on as well. In fact, he does a cover of Ubangi Stomp. That's what I believe is Charles Townsend wrote that, and Warren Smith, was it? Released it first in '56, and then of course covered by Jerry Lee Lewis a couple years after that, and then on and on and on. But I thought it was pretty good. And of course, Alice is I know he got with the Spiders and then the Alice Cooper Band while he was out in Arizona, but he was born in Michigan. And of course the band came back to Michigan, kind of bummed around the Pontiac, Ann Arbor, Detroit area for a few years before finally moving away. But so I consider him a Michigan native and a Michigan artist, so not necessarily the Alice Cooper Band, but Alice Cooper solo stuff. I definitely consider that part of my Michigan collection. And this is a good album. I think if you give it a try, if you haven't, it's definitely different and it's fun. It's a good album. And finally, I'm not going to take this one out of the plastic because of it's kind of a pain in the ass when I show you here. This is from 1968. This is Aretha Franklin, of course. And the reason I'm not taking it out is it's still got the original shrink, the original hype stickers, original price tag up here, and it's really, really delicate on there. It's not on there. It's not fully enshrouded in the shrink. It's kind of hanging on there. So I'm just gonna hold it in here. But yeah, this has got, Think, I Say a Little Prayer, Nighttime is the Right Time. I mean, this is just a great, fantastic Aretha album. Something that you definitely, if you're a Motown fan, you should have in your collection. I picked this up at an estate sale, I believe, and for just a couple of dollars. And it is, like I say, the cover is mint. The record is close to mint as you can get. It's beautiful, just beautiful listen, nice quiet listen. So that's it. Yeah, real short, real sweet. Hoping to have more soon, and hopefully have some Scottish bands soon to talk about. And I'll let you get back to your weekend. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.